NPHET says high-grade masks may be better for those at risk, raising the prospect of a wider use of higher grade respirator masks. They say they may be better at protecting people from high risk, at higher risk from COVID-19. We're talking here, Jonathan, about FFP2 masks and FFP3 masks. As far as you're concerned, this should have happened ages ago.
Yeah, this is just another example of being a day late and a dollar short. It's antigen tests all over again. NPHET have done great work during the pandemic, but we know that antigen tests were derided as not being the way forward, yet here we are in the middle of the pandemic and they are now the centrepiece of our protection. Masks like this, it's been known for months and months and months. In other countries, in Austria, in Germany, in Italy, they have become the norm for people who are out and about. They've become more available, they've become cheaper, and they've had an impact on the pandemic there. I'm old enough to remember 3 weeks ago, Shane, when we discussed, when I was filling in for Pat, how people who were going for COVID tests in COVID centres where people had COVID had these masks on and were being told by HSE staff to take them off because the guidelines said they couldn't wear that mask coming in. They had to wear a lower grade mask. Nurses had them in cupboards in hospitals and had to ask for them if they wanted an N95 for extra protection. Now, to be fair to the HSE, they quite quickly changed that around once the spotlight had been shone on them. But lo and behold, here are NPHET now saying these high-grade masks may be better for those at risk. It's insane that it's even being held at maybe better. What harm is there in giving these masks to people who may be vulnerable, who are in settings where they are more at risk? Teachers in schools, for example, people working in hospitality. Give them these masks, make them available, because what has happened now,
who pays,
there's
Jonathan?
a rush for everybody to buy these.
Who pays for
well,
it?
the consumer is buying
they're not
masks
cheap,
in general,
sure they're not.
Shane.
They're not cheap, these masks.
They're not cheap here because there has been a shortage of them. So as a result, the market is dictating that these are quite expensive in Ireland and they're hard to find right now. They'll be harder after this. But if you look at countries like Austria, look at countries like Germany, they're way cheaper. If you go to Amazon.ie, they're less than 50 cent. Yet here, I was talking to somebody on the production team earlier who says 250. Yeah, 250 per mask. So bottom line is, this should have been done months ago.
Is this not the latest silver bullet that we in the media love to come up with? You know, there was the COVID app, there was mandatory quarantine, there was HEPA filters, there's antigen tests. All these things were going to make huge differences. And here we are with 60,000 cases a day.
Yeah, look, it's a tapestry. It's a layer upon layer upon layer of protection. This is a decent layer of protection. It's not a silver bullet. There is no silver bullet. But the point is, we're behind the curve on this. We should have been ahead in it. And now NPHET are saying, oh, they might be good enough, when we know it's probably better than the older mask and definitely better than something you sewed yourself.